Hey, 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 ladies and gents. Hey, hey, hey. Happy Friday out there. Happy FriYay. How y'all doing out there today? I hope that you guys are having a great start to your weekend. We made it to the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I like doing these kinds of podcasts on the weekend because these episodes, I should say, on the weekend, I guess those words interchange at this point. We made it, y'all. We made it to another chance to rest, another chance to recharge our battery, man. For those of y'all who have to work through the weekend, shout out to you. Shout out to the man. We don't do it. We don't do it enough. We all right with the boss thing. We all right with Master, man. We cool, big up in Master, man. Hey, thanks, boss, for the opportunity. And thank you, workers, too. Thanks, equal amount of thanks to the workers as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to get away from a certain type of thinking here. Again, you got to separate. You must come out from among them and be separate. This idea here where it's okay to continue sucking down that's what you've been given that was not fully good for you is no good. And you need to profit. You need to be profiting. There's a whole thing here in just to give you some quick stuff here. Because again, Christians are real good bashing homosexuality and transgender issues. I have yet to see one of y'all do one of these. We good. We get the brochures and all this and all different types of beliefs as far as that. Because again, Islamic people have an issue with it. Judaism. Folks there's different beliefs on the planet that have issues with things, right? At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, you got to get that bold about everything. So if you got your I keep saying postcards. If you got your poster boards, okay, and you're holding them up in front of Planned Parenthood, you better be doing it in front of these retail stores too, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, what is it's not so the supposed murder of kids, as you put it, is so wrong, right? And passing out birth control, and we making room for the devil to run wild, right? So all those kinds of things, that's okay. And again, see, one of these defenses in the mind is to be offended, and yet does the truth come as an offense? Yes. It is, like I've mentioned on this podcast before, the only reason you get offended is because that would just, again, unless it's a thing that's actually offensive, which in this case it's not. People are pseudo offended. At the end of the day, truth comes to that which is false, which creates the offense. And folks don't like it. So instead of them holding on to that which is true, you'd rather lash back at whoever is doing the talking. In the case of many things we've read in the Bible, they'd actually kill the prophets and the holy men. Modern terms, you'd rather shoot JFK, kill Gandhi, kill Malcolm X, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah, hey, y'all, we there. I am not going to give you a roses are red, violets are blue type of reality. We're not going to do that over here. What we're going to tell you is that, yeah, the roses are red, but there may be thorns on them roses too. The violets might be blue, but there's a whole lot of gardening you might be doing, a whole lot of manure feeding and weed plucking and all the kinds of things necessary to keep them violets blue, huh? That's where we at, ladies and gentlemen, with life. Again, to each their own. Y'all have heard me say this from the jump on this podcast, to each their own. But there's just certain things on this platform. There's a whole lot of other platforms that y'all can listen to. And shout out to my almost 400 plus strong different viewers. Y'all viewers, man. All right, they call it plays when you look on Spotify for podcasters and stuff. If you're going along, views just the same, because again, you viewing in your mind. I know they got the view is only your eyes. You can view a thing with your mind, y'all. Just saying. But again, that's got something to do with media, And this leads into this little thought right here before we get into really the topic, which is the movie Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Me and the wife got a chance to go see it. Shout out to shout out to my honey. Thank you for coming with me. Man, that was some fun. But before we get into Kendrick Lamar and Drake, can we just talk 1 minute about movie etiquette, ladies and gentlemen? Like we talked about this with dogs a while ago. Like pick up after your dog, right? And again, training of the dog is another thing, but people getting their feelings just like they do about their kids. So I digress. Okay, when it's in, again, these things, see, not only has the love of the great body of people grown cold, so has the respect. But then again, love and respect kind of coincide sometimes. What are we doing, y'all? If your kids are rip-roaring, yelling in the thing, this we ain't even talking about when you're getting kicked in the back with your unruly little ones. We're trying to enjoy a movie here, ladies and gentlemen, right? This is the reason they tell you to, put the phone on vibrate and no talking and all that. You're trying to enjoy a movie, right? And don't get me wrong, right? This is a trope that they leave for so-called black people, but there are some people who like to talk during movies. I am one. I have gotten less, so I apologize to those who have gone to the movies with me over time here. But again, see, we're being real here, y'all, right? There is a thing where if correction is necessary, you correct it. You don't go get mad at the people telling you about the thing. Look into it for yourself first before you get mad at folks. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? Are those arguments profitable to you? They're not. You know, the Bible talks about how those conversations you need to have is profitable to you, right? Again, for people who think, see, the Bible they've been preaching to you and the one that's actually there to help you and throughout life and stuff like that, two totally different books, man. Hey, I'll be bold enough to say it on here. Christians won't come at me, y'all come at me. You won't waste your time with it, go for it. I'm letting you know. Anyway, another thing here, just as a question to the class, as we like to compare sometimes on here, is there a reason why y'all don't talk about the Apocrypha that much? Just asking a question. If it's parts of the Bible here that need talking about, why don't we talk about them? Excuse me 1 minute while I bring up something here. You got a lot of people, man. You got a lot of people who do not want to get involved in real time. They like staying stuck in a pseudo world. They do. This is nothing against anybody. This is for you. You go with it. You go with it. You don't go with it. Okay. Again, shout out to folks. See, the church been splintered for a long time, ladies and gentlemen. This thing goes back right about the time of Christ, honestly. Right about the time when Peter couldn't have dinner with Gentiles, with the Goyim. You couldn't do it. And you had to be talked to not only by God, but also Paul about your racist, bigoted life. It's time we stop, ladies and gentlemen. It's time we stop acting like that. It's not helping. You're only hurting people doing that. And this movie, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, kind of brings it out. You sit there and you're watching this movie as people, again, that whole thing with kids, man, remove your kids from the movie theater, y'all. We don't. This ain't the playground. You won't do that mess at home. You won't let your kids run around. That's what you're in the retail store and in an office room. And this is not the place for that. I'm sure a lot of y'all don't even need me to say it. That's fine. We're going to say it anyway. We're going to say it anyway. Okay? We need to stop. We need to stop where a lot of this is just unnecessary energy being put out at this point. Y'all, we are stewards. See, for some odd reason, we keep thinking we're the owner You're the steward. Do y'all know what steward is? Let me just bring this up here real quick. What is a steward? A person who looks after the passengers on a ship, aircraft, or train and brings them meals. So even more so, you're like so you get steward and stewardess, right? So like on a plane, y'all are servants to someone else. A person responsible for supplies of food to a college, club, or institution. Every time you see that word steward in the Bible, transpose these definitions in there, y'all. It's going to bring to light a whole other meaning. An official appointed to supervise arrangements or keep order. Keep. At a large public event, for example, a sporting event. So when you get married, what do they call it? The officiant, right? That's the old school word, if you want to say it that way, would be she's a stewardess. Or he is a stewardess. The one who officiates the marriage. An official appointed to supervise arrangements. I think a marriage is an arrangement. No, it's not an arrangement. Guys, we got to come back to some serious level of some stuff here, y'all. You know, when you watch Lord of the Rings, I understand sci-fi, so people, again, sitting in that seat of the scornful, you automatically are degrading something in your mind. You shouldn't. Again, they bring to light what a steward does when they go out of balance and what happens that you need to do to bring them in balance. Some people don't want to receive a certain thing. That's all right. Let them go. Let them go. As long as they ain't hurting you, let them go. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. Titus chapter 3, man. We really gotta, and I'm not gonna read the whole thing. There's a whole lot in these first couple verses here. Verse 9: avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and strivings about the law. See, like I told y'all, I'm not here to convince you. We're just letting you know a thing. We're letting you know how to balance these laws are, and the only way to get in balance is if you get involved legally. You can't get involved violently and deal with it. You got to get involved legally. The violence is the distraction, by the way. The fighting and all that. See, they're telling you right there, don't avoid it. Now, like in this movie, there's times where you got to defend yourself, okay? But we're not going after that. That's not the point. The point is to live in peace. No different than this. We still in May. Shout out May the 4th. May the Force be with y'all, huh? Just like the Jedi, we ain't out here. This is for defense and peace, man. We're not here to be soldiers in some pseudo war people have made up here. And this includes, since we're gonna get to Memorial Day here, you done lost a whole lot of life on these battlefields supporting somebody else's greed, ladies and gentlemen. I got to tell you what it is. The Revolutionary War is the same one. The Civil War is definitely one. So is the Korean War, the Vietnam War. Don't matter which one of these wars. We're talking about greed, man. This ain't got nothing to do with communism and capitalism. This is greed involved. Somebody on the capitalist side want all the money, don't want to share with the communist, and vice versa. Hello. Avoid foolish questions, genealogies, contentions, strivings about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain. Verse 8. This is a faithful saying. So that verse 9, proceeding from verse 8, again, for those who say I've got issues with context, this is, so one leads into the faith matter, again, biblical. I want the whole thing. I ain't worried about a couple verses, man. The Bible itself is always going back to these kinds of thoughts, by the way. A faithful saying, and these things that I will, or I wish, or I want y'all to affirm constantly. You keep bringing it up. Why y'all gotta keep bringing it up, man? Come on, why we can't? Why? Because they that have believed in God might be careful to maintenance, keep. Again, what is my purpose on this planet? You are here to dress and keep the planet. So y'all gardeners out there, you're doing good because you're dressing the planet. You're helping keeping it. Because the breakdown in the plants, winds up breaking down over time, refeeding the ground, and so on and so forth. See, again, y'all, we ain't paying attention, man. Man. These things are good and profitable unto all. See, it says men, but we understand. Everything back then was no women and the kids. Y'all off over here, and you telling me that's not complete? See, again, that's one way. People forget that life is lived in stages. You know, this one might be for this, that might be for this, so on and so forth. Like how you live during wartime is going to be different when there's no war. I know no one thinks like this because we don't pay attention to society. We pay attention to it in the light of the things we believe in. But again, it all meshes. It all blends together. It just does, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for whose bubble this bursts. This is what it is, man. Different folks believe in different things. Whatever happens at the end, let that part be its own. But this is what it is, y'all. Avoid these silly conversations because unless they bring you profit. Unless you're getting paid, right? Hey, listen. Or unless there is healing that comes through the conversation, again, we got to get better at how do they say it psychologically? We got to get better at confrontational agreements, agreeing to disagree, right? Certain confrontational behaviors. You can have an issue with someone without being an absolute douchebag, jackass. In other words, to explain how people look and doing that thing. You ain't got to have no Karen thing. Y'all going about your way. We ain't got to get in a fight with people. What are we doing? We getting into fights with people. That whole thing during COVID, you breaking people's arms in stores. What are we assaulting people now because y'all don't want to put on masks and stay 6 feet away from someone. You taking my rights. You taking my rights. And again, this ties into this Kendrick Lamar thing. See, because the only group of people that benefited from that whole thing was the record label companies. It had nothing to do with the battle. So whether you like a different rapper or not, who cares? One, all that thing breeds no different than Tupac and Biggie and every other one that's out there. There's a whole lot of beef. Hell, they made DVDs about the rap beefs. It's embarrassing how they use African American, so-called African American culture as some sick thing. It's the same thing that goes on with women. Stop making fun of black women so much, y'all. I just got to say a thing. And especially from what I'm seeing. We're talking about people. Now again, general speech, specific speech. Specifically, we're talking about black women. Stop doing that. Again, you set the precedent to do it to all women. Why would we be making fun of the life givers on this planet, y'all? Why would we do that? The only reason we would be doing it if it was for a benefit for somebody else, because they ain't no benefit for you. You just hurt somebody who is possibly there to give life to someone, whether it be your wife, girlfriend, baby, mama, whoever. No, y'all Christians want to take these little banners and go outside of Planned Parenthood. No, y'all stand in front of them retail stores and these businesses all across America and this planet that are sitting here abusing them workers every day, not giving them the fair money they're due, not giving them the fair amenities they're due. How can back in the 80s you could have somebody raise a family on less? And this for my economists and y'all financiers and all of y'all who have bought into masses theology, okay? Because the God in that spot is the money. Y'all studying money, you're mammon. That's what it is, okay? So y'all okay sitting there talking about how, no, y'all just got to apply yourselves more. Okay. Yeah, okay. So you could do more then with less and can't do now with more? But we don't want to address that part of it. We just want to leave that alone and, just keep on working harder. We'll get there. If that ain't some slave master talk, I don't know what is, man. we got to be okay standing up for ourselves, man. Again, Malcolm X said it very clear. Who taught you to hate yourself? Because that is the case. Again, him speaking specifically to black folks, so-called black people. However, to people in general, who taught you to hate yourself like that? That you're okay sucking down what somebody else says for their benefit. No, you know what? The boss is the one going home at the end of the day and you're stuck there all night, huh? How many times we got to see a movie where somebody's in an office, the boss and everybody went home, and the worker is there overworked, staying there, letting their family go down the tubes? How many different movies we got to see like that, y'all? I know everybody got that amnesia right now, but that's all right. That's okay. That's all right, man. It's still the truth. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, ladies and gentlemen, was big. What a big movie, man. We got to be okay. Take Caesar. Just no real spoilers here. Caesar's dead, because again, these are things you can look up online anyway. Caesar's gone now. Shout out to Caesar, man. This dude, hey, this ape fighting for his own kind. Where the people gonna stand up and fight for their own kind, man? Where are y'all at? The compassion is gone. The respect is gone, man. It's time to bring it back. That's what this is about here. That's what this is about here. I ain't knocking down homosexual people, transgender people. Ain't doing it here. There's no point in that. We done looked at the pattern in life here so far. Us doing that ain't helped. These crusades ain't helped. All this bloodshed in some pseudo holy crusade, to rob a phrase here, ain't doing nothing. You making people twice the child of hell. That's what Jesus said. It's all right, because eventually we're gonna get it. We getting there, y'all. We getting there. Life is such. No different than the children of Israel going through that desert for 40 years when they could have went through it in a shorter period of time. We getting there, y'all. We are. The proof is in the youth. I guess that rhymes a little bit, but the proof is in the youth. Look, the fact you see all this rebellion and these protests and stuff, and y'all, I repeat, please repeat. Do it responsibly, okay? Do it, be legal with it. Make them get you so that you can get them back legally. I'm being for real. This is where it's come to. God, there's no reason to do the happy dance around it, right? We ain't doing the little dance now that everybody does off this Kendrick Lamar thing or Drake video, whichever one. Who yeah. We ain't about all that. We ain't about all that, man. Right? This ain't happy feet. We ain't doing the dance. We standing on our own 2 feet, going into deeper waters, y'all. I mean, this is just where we're at, Now, shout out to the people making these movies today, man. They're bringing to light a certain thing. Can't wait to see this Deadpool Wolverine movie, man. I'm telling you. I know it's going to be crass. It's going to bother people. I know. I ain't going to see that. That's of this world and all that. That's all right. Y'all believe what you want. We ain't here to make fun of nobody. We're not. I'm bringing out certain things here to bring in certain things to light, and whether or not you want to find it offensive or not. Again, I referenced, hey, they did the same thing to Christ, man. I'm in good company. Okay? I'm not perfect. We ain't even playing that perfect game, because there is no profitability in doing that. But no, no. It's another level. It's time to come up another level. I'm good on a lot of this stuff, man. I really am. People get down on things with sex and all that kind of stuff. Y'all not even studying sex because you think it's too taboo. It's down here for you to richly enjoy. These are things the Bible talks about, right? The things that God has given for us to richly enjoy, and they ain't just spiritual gifts. We're talking the physical, natural realm we live in, y'all. Lord, some folks is too, again, old minister used to say it, and it's true. Some people are too heavenly minded to be any earthly good. They really are, man. They really are. Like, y'all have already checked out and you're in heaven. You're on the streets of gold and dancing a jig. The Robin old school word there, jig. Y'all can look it up. What are we doing, man? What are we doing? This ain't what it's about, y'all. But yeah, this is just your boy hopping on here for a second. We just having a simple old conversation. Again, to each their own, man. But this life is so much bigger. The song from REM, "Losing My Religion," man. Y'all, if you haven't heard it, we probably heard it shopping in these stores and all the time, all these times, a million times. But what a powerful, powerful song, man. You look at the lyrics on the song. You got to come away from certain things. I know, traditions and religions, but the Bible had already talked about it, man. You're making God's word non-effective. Saying what it is. Saying what it is, man. Again, when I came to revelation about a lot of this stuff, it was tough. It was tough. It's tough to see. It was very tough to see. A lot of nights crying, man. Because we're hurting people unnecessarily now. You start to get a hold of the heart of a thing, y'all. And if it ain't moving you, man, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But it ain't cool no more. We'll hold each other accountable, man. Ain't no more gunplay in the neighborhoods. Put them guns down. This gang thing, y'all start instead of protecting for yourselves and hitting up your neighborhood that's already broken down. Be the protection for your neighborhood against that which has made you in such fashion to break you down. I hope y'all caught that. Stop trying to strong arm your people and stand up for them against those who are trying truly to strong arm your people. They don't want y'all with nothing, man. I mean that. Hey, look at your healthcare premiums, man. You got to pay $4,000 to get a basic benefit. I got to pay $4,000 to get a basic benefit. We just talking about what it is, no matter what job you on. You know, and again, normally what comes up, oh yeah, well I work at a job where I don't have to, and we ain't talking about that. The bulk of people are not on that level, y'all. They got to pay off their right arm to get their left arm fixed. That's where it's at today. So, there's just some things to stay vigilant on, man. We ain't going to hold y'all long, man, because a lot of this stuff, again, you either believe it or you don't. That movie was really good. Bring your kids out to see it. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, man. Very, very, very good movie. Gets into a lot of stuff. I will leave y'all with this here before I leave that word Catholic. When you look Merriam-Webster's dictionary, you type in Catholic and go on, Merriam-Webster dictionary.com. It'll bring up the adjectives for the word because you're describing something that is an ancient belief, and it doubles down on it by saying the following: of or relating to or forming. We've repeated this on this podcast, but again, repetition is necessary for learning. Of, relating to, or forming the ancient undivided Christian church or a church, claiming historical continuity from it. What is the it? The it is the ancient undivided Christian church. Again, these words all meant to describe what a person believes in as far as Christ is concerned. The way of things. This is the way. To rob that Mandalorian phrase. This is the way, y'all. And I don't got to go around telling somebody else how wrong they are. I don't got to do all that. But we can show and illustrate some things here about the different pitfalls that are in the mind that people have been doing to themselves. That's all. So, that's what I got for y'all today, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank y'all to the almost 400 strong, different viewers out there. Supporting your boy through this. Thank you very much. Again, this thing is not done without y'all's support. You have a whole lot of podcasters, like I've said, just shouting it air. It's the people that make this thing run, man. Always. Same thing in your government. It is y'all who make it run, not the other way around. So, that's what I got for y'all today. Thank you very much for listening in. And as always, look to find the beauty in a different view.